What's going on, guys? I have a really cool deck profile for y'all today. It is the new branded Chimera build. So let's start off with the main deck. We're going to talk about this guy last after the deck profile. He is very important. So first things first, nothing's changed here. We're going to go 3 Codal, 3 Gazelle, 3 Mirror Swords Knight, 1 Tau the Enchanter, and 2 Baphomet. Any more than 2 Baphomet feels a little too bricky. And then we are going to play Chimera Fusion. And then the 1 Emissary House of Wax. Like I said, I will tell you about that at the end of the deck profile. So, all these are mandatory. Every single one of these. If you don't play this one, you're just wasting your time, to be honest with you. Now for our spells, I'm going to play 3 Super Poly. This is basically an engine requirement. 3 Branded Fusion, 2 Albaz, 1 Hex Sealed, and mandatory. If you only play 1, you're going to find too many times where you don't get to utilize it, and it's such a powerful interruption at times. Anyways, just play it. Trust me. Play it. Play 2. 3 is too bricky. I would play 3, but it's too bricky. So, hand trap lineup. 2 Ash. 3 Valor. We're not playing a fire deck, so why just give them it's more for a cross out target. Which let me just go ahead and skip to this. 2 cross out, 1 call by the grave. Because this deck loses hard to, every hand trap in the game. 2 Mourner, so we're playing 8 effect negations. And then 2 Droll, because if there's a card that hurts our deck more than anything, it's going to be Ash and Droll. Droll shuts down our Chimera stuff pretty good. Ash shuts down our branded line basically just instantly. And this card I'm just playing because it's so good. It plays under Shifter. The only thing that doesn't play under Shifter is Valor and Droll. But for the most part, they're all good cards. So that is it for the main deck. You could change these ratios up a little bit if you're not really that worried about. If you just want to take the chance, hey, maybe they have it, maybe they don't, and not do the cross out thing, because at the end of the day, you may not even draw into cross out. So then you're just like, well, that sucks. So let me get the branded stuff out first. And I actually want to talk about them and kind of tell you why we play them. So, Lubellion. This is your only way to play branded under Shifter. You see what I'm saying? I don't like this card, but it's necessary. Or if they Bestial something or DD Crow something, it's just mandatory. Albion, the branded dragon. So this is it can get your play started. It can, if you have to discard it off Mirror Jade, if you go into it, because there's times you make Mirror Jade without Branded Fusion. And it's just a great starter for your plays. This one, Mirror Jade. It's just basically a great super poly target for Albaz. Super great boss monster. And just flat out good. Now, also it has effect of, you can send this to the grave. You can send this to the grave, get some other plays going. Then you banish 1 card your opponent controls. So that's it for our branded cards. Oh, I didn't talk about Rimbrum. Rimbrum, Branded Fusion, if you have no other starters for your Chimera stuff, then you would go into this, add a Chimera something, then normal summon, use this, blah, blah, blah. Pretty cut and dry there. But at the end of the day, at some point, you want to be getting into Mirror Jade because he's so good. Now, our Super Poly targets. Let's just knock them out of the way. Mud Dragon of the Swamp and Garura. These come up just a lot. I mean, a ton they come up. And Mud Dragon can also protect your plays a lot of the time, just because they can't target your stuff. So you know, there's times where you're going second, you super poly into that, and then you just get to play because they have an Imperm or a Veiler in hand, and they can't use it. Dragonspelia, you could say this is a super poly target, but it's actually an engine requirement if you ask me, because it's just such a good monster. One fusion monster, one dark monster, that comes up a lot. It's almost required. Everything I've showed you up to this point is required 100%. 100% required. Then we will talk about this guy. This guy comes up, and basically it's either a brick in your deck or it's a god card. I mean, it's plain and simple. I would go into depth of what he does, but I'll save that for a different video. Dragoon. This card is just, it's your only way to have Omni Negate. It's a untargetable monster, and it can't be destroyed by card effects. It's just freaking amazing, okay? It's amazing. It gets big. It's big anyway, and it's hard for people to out. Puts a lot of pressure on the board too, so we're playing 2 of our boy, the King of Phantom Beasts. You know, 2 is mandatory in this deck. It's just so good. He's going to rip a card, and he's going to be treated as Chimera, the Phantom Beast, whatever his name is. So it's going to make all your monsters in the graveyard alive for the negates and stuff like that. 1 of Baphomet, the Fusion Baphomet. He is a great card. He's also treated as the name. These 2 recycle each other. When one's in the grave, they can banish 1 to special. 1 can summon 1 from the banish pile. It's just great. So you can keep recycling these guys basically. Okay, that's it for our Chimera. Well, then this guy, this is your boss Chimera monster. He comes up occasionally. When he does come up, and especially when you can get like 4 material on him, he's just like, it's game. It's game right there. And this is just game against a lot of decks. So if you have some monsters that are big, you can attack, lose a little life points, drop their attack to 0, and then negate their effects. And then also it's a permanent negate. So I don't know if it's a permanent negate if he leaves the field, but I don't want to read that. I think it is, I'm not sure. The next 2, this is your only flexibility in the deck. So I play 2 because 2 comes up more than you would think because you're steadily recycling resources. So you may have to go into 1 on your opponent's turn, and then on your turn again, go into it again to break their board for good. Plus, he's huge, and he's just great. So 1 card you could cut and put is like Typhon for this, just because Typhon is good. But yeah, I mean, there's really nothing else I could see you putting. Maybe another super poly target. That is it for the extra deck. Okay, now let's talk about this card and why it's mandatory. So this card is Emissary from the House of Wax. It came out in Phantom Nightmare, and it has really made the Chimera deck way better. It's a little bit more insulated now because it's searchable off of your Gazelle. You add this to your hand, and basically it is a skill drain. It also can't be destroyed by battle, so if they go into OTK, well, guess what? You slap this down, they can't OTK you. It's a skill drain, and it also makes it to where your monsters cannot be used as Link, Xyz, any kind of extra deck material until like the next battle phase, I think. Then you have this body on field, all your follow-up in hand typically. You're going to have like 4 or 5 cards in hand. Then you can just go into a huge, because they're going to leave a guy in attack mode, most likely, because they were going to battle. You know what I'm saying? So something's going to be in attack mode. There's no way they can get rid of it because they can't link it off and Xyz or anything else. So the goal is then you make this guy with like 3 or 4 materials, and then you go in for game. I mean, it's just, it makes OTKs easier, it makes your deck more insulated, and it's just a really good card in general. But other than that, that's all it's for. I mean, it's kind of cut and dry. But anyways, I just wanted to share that with y'all. Be sure to like and subscribe, and be sure to check back. I'll be making some more good deck profiles in the future. Thank you.